Hey guys, I'm here with Blake, AK Racing. We're here to talk about a really awesome car that the AK team are building. It's an R35 GTR of Leevi's. I believe Leevi was doing about 2 years of time Attack Racing. He's really good, throwing down some great lap times. He's then decided to take his driving and his project to the next level. Called these guys up. You want to run us through the goals of the car, what Leevi asked you to achieve?
Like you said, he's been racing for about 2 years now. Sort of plateaued in his times where he thought the limit was. Came to us and wanted to have a chat about what we could do to go to that next level. With the 35s, we've done a bit of work with those before. We know where some of the weak points are and things like that. He was already making quite a bit of power to begin with. Wanted a little bit more out of it. With these, what that means is a lot bigger of a build, but he was fully committed to that. And yeah, we just wanted to take this to the next level. Suspension, engine, everything ready to go.
You're not just giving him, here's an engine with this much horsepower or just done the suspension or brakes. He's asked you to run around the whole car and just take the entire thing to the next level.
That's right, yeah. Our ethos here is we don't want to just throw power at something and then just hope it goes fast at the track. It's not going to be the fastest thing if we do that. And we want to make sure everything else around it complements the engine and the power at the same time.
Yeah. So where do you want to start?
We can start with the engine. So JHH Spec'd built engine. Leevi went to Will at JHH and said, what do we need to do to make 1000 horsepower? Will gave him the recipe and said, this is exactly what we need. And as we've seen, JHH has a lot of cars they build for Time Attack and lots of other things.
Oh yeah, Will's got a long history with Time Attack cars and build big horsepower cars that just deliver.
Absolutely. So we left the recipe in there completely up to him, and he's delivered us one hell of an engine that we're really excited to put in the car and see what we can squeeze out of it. Engine's going in very shortly. We're going to go through all the process of running it in, getting it tuned up on a low boost map, get him running around, driving it around, get some Ks on it.
Yep.
And then he'll come back and we'll turn it up and then start going testing from there so we can get ready for King of QR. Specs on it, 3.8 litre, sleeved, billet girdle, big cams in it. Everything's spec'd specifically for circuit work. It's not going to be an all-out, high-end, top-end power car. The whole goal of this is to make it super drivable at the racetrack while still making the power goals we want to achieve. And that's where Will has done an awesome job here, just speccing it up completely what we need.
What's the RPM range that you guys spec with this engine?
We've got some cams in it that we've gone for like a mid-range RPM sort of thing, mid to higher RPM. Reason being is we want to get that like acceleration and torque out of the corner.
The punch out of the corners.
Yeah, absolutely. So we went with that milder cam in there to get that power band just right for there. He does have some HKS 800 turbo kit that have been changed through high spool to have G30 770 compressors on them, which means they flow a little bit better than what the original HKSs did. So that's going to help a lot as well, just with the breathing of the engine and making that a little bit more power than what that HKS 800 could normally sort of do.
Okay. And oil control, what are you guys going for? Is it dry sump or wet sump?
So still wet sump. It's got extended sump on it, much bigger capacity. We're going to run with that. We log everything. We're switching to a Motec package on the car for that exact reason. So we have a lot more ability to log everything that we want to log on the car, put in all the safeties that we need, make sure it's super safe when he goes to the track, and give us all the feedback we need when we come back to the shop. And we can assess things and see what needs tweaking or fixing. We're pretty confident in the package that we've developed that hopefully there's not much tweaking needed at the end of it. The Motec was a big question mark on the build originally. After many discussions backwards and forwards with Leevi, we really decided it was the right move for this car. Really needed it for that next level as well.
Well, he's looking to get to real low 50s around the sprint track sort of thing.
That's the aim, which is pretty mental for a street car. Like this has full street trim. He drives it to Cars and Coffee, and that's still going to be the plan with the car. Like we still need to have the car drivable on the street. We can make a car really fast at the track, but then it could be super crap on the street. The idea behind this was make it still drivable on the street. With the combination of Motec and some of the other parts we've put on this car, I think it's going to be the perfect combination to get that low 50-second sprint time and still be able to drive it to Cars and Coffee after.
Yeah, cool. So tell me about the wheels and tyres. What do we got?
Originally, Leevi had some very old HKS suspension in there. We decided when looking at it that it's probably not going to keep up with the power we're going to throw at the car now. We went with a complete shockworks package, all valved and spec'd to what we want to see in the car. We selected all the spring rates, selected all the valving, based off what we learnt from the other cars we've done for Time Attack in the 35 platform. We're pretty confident in that package, and we know that when we go to the track, it's going to be well within the window that we're looking for. We looked at all the different arms on the car. We noticed that most of them are still stock. We decided to go for some hard race arms all round. So we're doing all the rear arms in hard race and the front camber arms in hard race as well to get us some more camber in there.
So that gives you a full adjustability to those arms?
Yeah, it gives us the freedom to really get the geometry where we want it and get the wheel alignment in the zone of where we know they work best. These have really bad geometry from factory. It takes a lot to get them to handle well. So we decided to start with just a whole package for the suspension and know that when we do go testing with the new power and everything, it's going to work straight from the word go.
And the ride height, are you staying near the standard ride height, dropping it down around that 100 mark? What's the thought?
Yeah, so we'll get it down. We're definitely going to get it down. A lot of it's based on sort of arm geometry for us. We don't ever sort of generally go, let's just slam it and it looks sick, let's send it. Everything's based on calculations. We just have a look at the car. We know what ride heights work in these. Different tyres require different ride heights and setup, especially on these cars. Once we get the car with all the weight back in it, we'll get that ride height set up to where we think is going to be best. We're going to be testing on an old set of AO50 softs. After that, when it does come back to get ready for King of QR and we put the CRSs on, we'll change that again to suit the CRS tyre.
So what's the CRS tyre? Is it like a bit more, a bit less?
So we found it likes a bit more ride height, just a little bit more lateral load on the tyre and movement. The AO50 softs, kind of a little bit opposite. They want a bit more of a let the tyre do the work sort of thing and don't lean on it as hard.
Okay.
The CRSs require a little bit of work to get to work properly, but they do have their fine edge and limit.
Do you get that bump steer problem with these things once you start to lower the car? Is that a compromise point where you start to...
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where all the calculations sort of come in and the arm geometry. We look at all those things, the toe gains and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. We're looking for all of that when we do a setup on the car. Generally, we know based on other cars we've done where we're going to land, so it makes it a little bit easier. If you're doing a car for the first time that you've never done, there's a bit of R&D there, sort of backwards and forwards a little bit. But because we have a bit of work on the R35 platform, we have a bit of a recipe that we're going to throw in it and be pretty confident that it'll be fast out of the window.
The more of these you do, the quicker it is for you to just get them straight into that performance zone, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what it's all about, is getting all the cars within the same spec. All our Evos run the same setup, slightly tweaked per driver. Some drivers like understeer, some like oversteer, vice versa.
Some like a go-kart feel, some find that too twitchy and prefer it a little bit more stable. And
yeah, so you just find tweaking little things here and there, but generally they're within a certain range.
Yeah. Okay, so I've heard you have a special wheel that's been put together for this car. You want to grab that?
Yep. So Leevi was looking for a new set of wheels. We run 18s on these for Time Attack. We find that's the best size wheel and package that fits on these cars for handling. And we find with the 20s, you're sort of limited on tyres and tyre sizes and profiles. Yeah. Whereas the 18 gives us the freedom to work a lot more with different profiles and things of that nature.
What do we got?
So we've got a fully forged Koya PMF03. Pretty much exactly the same you'll see on cars like the Extreme GTR, Tanuki, and things like that. We know these are absolutely awesome for the track. They take an absolute beating. You can lean on these, you can bounce over curbs, and they just handle it really well.
You don't get any deformation.
And even if you do get any deformation, these are repairable and fixable and stuff like that. So that's why we always choose Koya wheels. All our race cars run Koya wheels for this exact reason. We've been running them for the last 8 years on all our race cars, and we haven't found a better wheel yet that works.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess we wouldn't have had a complete talk about this car unless we discussed the fuel system. So that engine is going to be thirsty.
Absolutely.
How are you going to feed it?
We opted for the Elixir brushless fuel pump setup. After speaking with Will at JHH, the amount of regular fuel pumps we'd have to run to feed that much power means that we're going to heat the fuel a lot. And we want to try and avoid that. And one of the things is with these brushless pumps is we can control it a lot better and making sure we're not overheating the fuel and killing fuel pumps all the time and that sort of thing.
The speed of this is controlled through the Motec, through a controller that comes with the fuel pumps?
Yeah, definitely. So having the ability to control the speed means we're not moving more fuel than we need. which stops that overheating of the fuel, getting hot and vaporizing.
Well, you're running the fuel through the engine bay, aren't you? So it's basically, yeah, getting it hot, feeding it back to the tank.
Yeah, knock-on effect of lost power from hot fuel. Going to the Elixir pump, we can control the exact speed we need in the whole power band and for every condition, so that it's not overheating, we're using exactly what we need. It's going to be perfect.
And surge tanks?
With the brushless pump, this is just a drop-in straight in the tank. We're not too worried. Being a street car, we wanted to try and avoid using a surge tank where we had to. We want it to still be fun to drive on the street, not too smelly in the car and that sort of thing. This was sort of the happy medium, being able to do it in the drop-in. We don't see too many surge issues at the moment with this.
So between sessions, you basically just fill the tank back up again.
We're just topping it up and making sure that it's got an adequate fuel amount in there.
As part of tuning the suspension, if you control that fuel level, you're really controlling the weight balance of the car as well. So
yeah,
because if you set your car up mint with a full tank and you go out and you're cutting laps and you got this much left in the bottom, that's got to have done something to the handling, right? So in some ways, this strategy lines up with if you set up the car to be at that fuel, you should be pretty spot on, right?
Yeah, and like it's the same throughout the whole car. Like you want to make sure however you're setting the car up is exactly how you're going to drive it at the track. Anything that you take out of it, or that when you get to the track, you're changing the geometry in the car. It's going outside where it was intended to be. It may not be dramatic all the time. It can be little bits here and there. But as you start going faster and getting up into the higher ends, that's really crucial because all those little things matter.
Yeah, cool. So tell me, do you have 3 bags of cement that it's called Leevi that you throw in the front seat when you're doing the corner waiting?
Yeah, generally we try and find sandbags or jerry cans that we can chuck in the car. We roughly sort of know what someone weighs and we get it set up in there. That helps us make sure that when he gets in the car, we know it's going to be where we intend it. The plan at the moment is we're going to get it ready, get it tuned up, get him doing some running Ks, and then hopefully we can get a test day, get out there and shake it down, and then give King QR a real hot crack.
Is this coming to King of QR?
Yeah, that's the plan. So the whole goal is to get to King of QR, and
you're on a timeline.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll have this one and another one of our 35 GTRs there. Hopefully there's a good battle between the two of them.
Can't wait. Thanks, Blake.
Easy.